Here is the assembled rear part of the car. So we have front, mid and rear. And now the next step is to build the shocks. So I have here only 4 or 5 steps in the manual, and here are the parts for it. It's bag E, but I have here also bag I. Bag I are these parts. This is very nice that they included it, because here they have the damper plates with the numbers 1, 2 and 5, and for the standard setups they use 3 and 4, so I have all damper plates that are available for this truck. They say to use front 3, rear number 4, but I will use for the front number 4 and for the rear number 5, because I often drive on bumpy tracks, and on number 4 and 5 the holes have a bigger diameter. The numbers 3 or 2, for example, and so the oil flows better through the holes of the damper plates, and the car will handle better. The shock oil that I will use is this 25, which is for the rear, and the 27.5 for the front. This is included in the kit. The shocks are built, but wherefore are these O-rings? It's strange, I don't know, because instruction manual does not say anything to these O-rings. By the way, this is the only build step for the whole shocks, and in my opinion this is not enough. I know what to do when I'm filling shocks, but maybe not everybody, or who does not often fill shocks. So I do not really agree with having such a small manual here. The shocks are now mounted to the chassis. And so not much is left to do. Bag F. F are the chassis guards and side bumpers, the servo installation, and here comes the battery tray. And that's it. So after this I only have to solder my electronics, or resolder them, and put some tires on it. But first, bag F, and these are the parts for it. I am here at point F8 to mount these battery holders into the chassis. I need this screw 4 times, but the only screw that I have in this kit is this one. It's shorter, so here's a mistake in the manual. I think it does not be a problem, but it's a error, and I just want to mention this. It is finished. Here is it. I mounted already the tires on it. These are very old tires, but for first drive it is, or first test drive it is okay. And here are the electronics. These cables must be very long because the ESC is here, so the motor connections are here, so it's really a long distance. And my sensor cable was not long enough. This goes from here to somewhere down below here, and normally also over this bridge if there is some space in it. No, I don't think so. It's filled with these cables, so I must put the sensor cable or route the sensor cable another way. But I have not such a long sensor cable. But the motor runs also without sensor cable, not so smooth, but for first test it is okay. And here's the servo and the receiver and the transponder on the side. The damper configuration is quite soft. I hope it's not too soft. It feels now at the car, or the dampers on the car feels now quite smooth. But I will see how it will perform on the track. What I can see at the final car is this very big angle of this wheel, the big wheel. So I really built it according to the manual, but I think 10 degree or more camber is not the best thing. So it's here also a question why they do not make it correctly and give us the correct result for this upper turnbuckle here. So I must recalibrate this. Also the front steering, the tires look inside. I have toe in, which is never used. I have little bit toe in. I don't know if it can see it on the picture here, but this is also not recommended. It must be the other way. I need 0 degree or a little bit toe out. So also here I took the measurements from the manual for these turnbuckles, but the manual is here also wrong. It's only a small issue, but why not doing it correctly for the first time? I think it looks great. Okay, it's completely new, it's clean, but with this used color here and the carbon and the quite good plastics that I used here, it looks very nice. But as I mentioned, there are really some issues by during the build of this truck, but at least I got it finished, and now I have to see how it performs.